8 pounds. You've seen this tournament the whole way so far.
Well, these two boys wrestled in the district championships to get to this tournament, and Mangrich won that match in very close fashion. So they have met each other, and here they are again in the finals. So I think it was a week or 10 days ago they were against each other in the finals of their district, and now they are here in the finals of the state.
And you have to do that the hard way because they separate them completely when they come in that way, don't they?
That's right. They're on the opposite halves of the bracket, so that one man is going to have to come through at least 3 champions or 4 champions in order to be able to, out of districts, in order to be able to get into the finals.
We figured it out here a while ago, and I noted that 6 young men in the single A division came all the way through from having placed second in the district. There were 5 in the double A division that made it to the finals tonight, despite losing in the district final, but only 1 in the triple A.
I guess that indicates, though, that you lose one week doesn't make any difference. Win this week.
And it's double A, and here we go. Jason Kelber is in the black uniform, and Scott Mangrich is in the blue. And Mangrich is the one who's in on the double leg and being fought back with underhooks. On the edge of the mat.
Move back here in the middle.
You have a referee with a microphone on as they come back to the center again as we bring you this match. Double A division. There you see up in the top, that's the single A match that we'll be keeping track of later. Kelly Fox against Charlie Luther. And also triple A John Abadi of Iowa City against Mark Burrell of West Des Moines Valley. That's 3A, I meant to say. Nothing scored here yet. We've had the same situation with Kelber taking shots and Mangrich countering it.
I think one of the things you'll see is Mangrich has a lot more length. He's considerably taller than Kelber, and he likes to let somebody come in underneath him so he can conceivably counter him with his length and get him down and wear him out a little bit. Kelber likes to get in underneath like he is right now and then try to work his way into the control position.
Well, he lost that single leg that he had, so now Mangrich has the head and arm control, and that's all. Here comes Kelber again with that long, long reach.
Well, he gets a little overextended on that, Doug, and that's what causes him a little bit of trouble. He leaves his knees back and then kind of dives and gets a little extended. That causes him a little bit of trouble in the match.
42 seconds left in the first period. We have 2-minute periods here. And again, a nice single leg this time by Kelber. He's in deep this time.
Well, he got a lot better position. He had his body in underneath him, had his legs in. Now he's still in position here, but he's got to be able to try to what we call turn the corner and get in behind him and get a better angle on it.
He's racing the clock here too, Chuck. There are 22 seconds left to go in this opening match. 98 pounds, double A.
Well, this is a real tough spot. You know, you get in there, just because you got a hold of it doesn't mean that you've got much, because the man has all of his weight down through your back.
End of the period, and there's no score. Well, I take that back. 11 seconds left to go. 11 seconds left to go. He's just stepped in and stopped it. There's a single leg at the last second by Kelber. No points yet.
Well, he's just kind of hanging on that.
There it is. And right at the buzzer.
Yes, he had a real good shot and then got an angle on it. That time he got around to the side, and Mangrich couldn't get his weight down on him, so that's why that worked.
So it's 2-0 Kelber here at the end of the first period. I missed the coin toss there, but we'll see who goes up. It's Kelber down, Mangrich in the up position at the beginning of the second period. 2 minutes each. Scott Mangrich of Gilbertsville, Don Bosco, 26-2. He's in the ride position against Kelber, who leads by 2 points.
When he's on top, he uses his length, or tries to, in order to try to be able to put pressure down toward the head. And he puts a lot down on Kelber's head, tries to keep him toward the mat with his head. He can't get up.
Kelber is in the dark uniform on the bottom if you're watching on black and white TV, and Scott Mangrich in the lighter blue on top. Mangrich is managing to hold this ride. There's no riding time, as you know, in high school.
If he gets a half Nelson on, he really drives out toward the head. He runs a half real well. You see, he's got a lot of pressure toward the head right now, and he'll just drive you straight out toward your head and try to turn you over with it.
Mangrich won his semifinal match in a shutout last night, 4-0.
One of the things Jason Kelber likes to be able to do is to get up. And I think Mangrich knows that from the last time they met. And he's trying to keep him down on the mat right now by putting that pressure on the head. Now here he's got the leg and he's trying to turn back in. If he can get his arm cut between his body and Mangrich's arm, he's going to be in good position maybe to reverse him. He's got to scramble. They're on the edge.
Out of bounds and no score. We'll come back to the center again with Mangrich on top. The score is 2-0. Kelber. 2-2. I take that back. I'm sorry.
Yes, he had a real quick near fall in there. He got the head and he drove him over top in order to get that near fall, which tied the match up for him.
Jim Stiers, coach at State Center, West Marshall. Mangrich again. In a 2-2 match, he's been able to keep Kelber from getting to a position like that.
Well, he's slipped off it, and he's got to get his head out before he gets tipped to his back. He still has control until that head comes out of it.
There it is, a reversal for Kelber. He now leads 4-2, and he's trying to horse Mangrich over from there himself with that hook.
He needs to get his elbow back in close to his body in order to be able to take away Mangrich's power. Once you see there, he's got his elbow, and that's going to make that thing a lot more successful, that chicken wing.
Time remaining 14 seconds in the second period.
See, now the reason he can't go over is because Mangrich has his elbow out there to block him. The elbow is the post that he's got to drive him over, and he needs to be able to get that out of the way.
Mangrich has pretty good base under him now at the end of the period. But Kelber had a good period that time. He's up 4-2. And Kelber will start at the top. We're looking at Dan Moshik. What a successful career he's had as a coach.
Yes, he's had 10 years in there where he's been right in the top either of A or AA. His teams, you know, vary by 1 or 2 men every year in the entire school as to whether they're going to be single A or AA.
Kelly Fox is leading the single A match over Charlie Luther at the moment, 6-4. We'll catch up on that later. Now you see Kelber driving hard from that top position.
Well, even though his leg is on the inside, he still hasn't lost control. He's got him kind of flat on the mat right here. What he needs to do is be able to keep pressure down on him. Once he gets extended, it takes away his ability to move.
For you people worrying about John Abadi down in Iowa City, he's leading 9-5 over Mark Burrell right now in AAA. This is the AA match, live from Des Moines. 1:26 to go.
Looks like they had a nosebleed. Jason Kelber got hit in the nose someplace and has a nosebleed.
Kelber of State Center, who leads here by 2 in the third period with about a minute and a half left to go.
Well, even though he's small, he's got a lot of falls this year, Jason has. And one of the reasons why is because he likes to get that bar arm that you saw him trying to get in, and then he traps it in tight and just starts to run hard at a man's head. His size probably is against him here because he's a little bit short, and because Mangrich has that length, it's hard for him to get him over. But he'll work hard for that fall.
Usually at 98 pounds, you see a lot of the young underclassmen here, the freshmen and the sophomores who are someday going to grow up into 132 maybe, eventually. And it's true here. Kelber is only a freshman, and Scott Mangrich is a sophomore.
Yes, that's right. And I know I've watched some of these freestyle tournaments. Jason Kelber's been wrestling since he's been in about 3rd grade, and only weighed about 25 pounds then.
Here we go. Still 6-4 Fox over Luther down at 1A as we start the last minute and a half here. Kelber leading and in the top position. Stepped across there to keep the position.
I noticed that it's 15-7 down in the 3A match too, Doug, so that one's going one-sided. Right now he needs to get his leg out of there. Mangrich needs to be able to pull that leg up around his head and be able to get into an upright position in order to be able to take advantage of this loss of position.
And John Abadi is still leading down at 3A. As we watch Kelber against Mangrich, here's Kelber in a strong ride position with 50 seconds left to go. He's up pretty high, but let's see if Mangrich can come out.
Well, he's in behind that leg, and that's the advantage he's got. If he can pull his head out the back door right now, he's got to stand a good chance of getting a reversal. He's got to get his arm free and pull himself out of there.
It's a 2-point lead here for Kelber, but Mangrich turns it into only 1. Only 1, not 2. He missed the reversal, and that means a 1-point difference. Kelber's still leading.
That's right. He's got his arm in there tight. He'd be wise to keep that arm so the man can't score on it.
Well, let's see. The time remaining 17 seconds as we come down to the end here in a neutral position. Mangrich needs a takedown, and Kelber did the right thing. He decided to get it himself.
Well, he shot in there really low and shot really deep. But there was a potentially twisting knee right there, so the referee broke it so one of the men wouldn't get injured. There he shoots again all the way across the circle. Not always the right thing to do, because he got himself out of position with that shot.
And it cost him, I think, the title.
That's right. He got overextended, left his base way behind him with that shot. If he'd taken his hips in, he'd had a better chance on that.
Scott Mangrich of Gilbertsville, Don Bosco, pulls it out at the end. You like to see youngsters who are leading get in there and take that shot at the end, but that one was from too far out, and Mangrich turned it into a victory. There's our first title for you at 98 pounds. Scott Mangrich of Gilbertsville, Don Bosco, over Jason Kelber of State Center, West Marshall. The score was 5-4. Well, let's go to Dean Borg for a floor report.
Well, just to show that records don't mean much in a state championship match, Kelly Fox, who just won the championship at 98 pounds on the 1A mat, came into this match with a 17-10 record. He was up against Charlie Luther of Semco at Gilman, 27-1. And Kelly Fox scored 6 points in the opening period and didn't score anything more the rest of the period, hung on to win 6-5 over Charlie Luther. The champion at 98 and 1A is Kelly Fox of Guthrie Center. Dick?
Last year as a sophomore, John Abadi was a qualifier from Iowa City High School. Tonight, he's a state champion, and his season record now goes to 31-0 as he defeated a game sophomore from West Des Moines. There is, you see, Abadi winning the award. He defeated Mark Burrell of West Des Moines Valley by the margin of 16-12. Your new 3A state champion, John Abadi of Iowa City at 98 pounds. Back to you, Doug.
We have colors down on our card, and when we go from one match to the other,
let's go down to the awards, Chuck, for 98 pounds.
Third place, Shane Von Gilman. Second place, Charlie Luther, Gilman Semco. And the 1A champion at 98, Kelly Fox, Guthrie Center.
There you see a happy 98-pounder. That's the one thing we talked about this earlier. Wrestling is a very democratic sport. You can weigh 98 pounds and you can walk down Main Street and say, I'm the toughest guy in the state.
And especially when you come in with a 14-10 record and go all the way to the finals and win it.
Here again, AA.
Fifth place, Eric Hansen Perry. Fourth place, Brett Sweeney Osage. Third place, Mark Pogge, Tri-Center Neola. Second place, Jason Kelber, State Center West Marshall. 98 2A champion from Gilbertville, Don Bosco, Scott Mangrich.
There he is, Scott Mangrich, who won in the last second of the match you saw here. He was trailing with just a few seconds left and got a takedown against Jason Kelber. Now we're going to have the AAA winners in the lightest weight class, the 98-pounders.
Presenting the Class 3A 98-pound awards, Coach Clyde Bean of Iowa City City High. Sixth place, Mick Slinger, Charles City. Fifth place, Craig Wagner, Bettendorf. Fourth place, Joe Whitters, Prairie Cedar Rapids. Third place, Darryl McCoo, Waterloo East. Second place, Mark Burrell, West Des Moines Valley. And the 98 3A champion from Iowa City City High, John Abadi.
Undefeated season. Now let's get a floor report from Dean Borg.